Well, we did it. So there comes a point in time when cars that you have on your car dealership that are $4,000 are no longer worth $4,000. Maybe they're worth $3,500 at this point. Maybe they're worth $3,000 at this point. Well, I've now entered that point. I am being forced right now to slash my prices. Our sales have gone to a trickle at this point. We were wide open. Exactly this time a month ago, we were selling 7, 8, 9 cars a day. Gone are those times. The consumer now is broke, has no money. Tax time ballers are gone. It's the end of an era. And guess what? Happens every year just like this. About the same time of year, every single year. And this is what I have to do. I have to slash my prices. Because what did we do? Okay, well, last week, in a 7-day period, we were able to go into an auction and we were able to buy 30 cars in 1 week. And they were for really cheap prices. So what happens, we bring those cars in, we detail them, do whatever minor fixes need to be fixed, put them out on my car dealership. Here's the problem. Those cars that I bought over the last week, way cheaper than the cars that I bought for my car dealership about a month ago. And those cars that we hadn't sold throughout tax time still have left over. The residual leftover cars that are either undesirable or we just paid too much for them, so we have to sell them for too much. Well, guess what? Now these new batch of cars that we got for cheap last week, all these 30 cars coming in, they're going to be directly competing now with every other car that's sitting on my car dealership that I paid too much for and that I have left over and was not able to sell. We didn't drop the price fast enough during tax time. We didn't get rid of them. So here's my dilemma right now with those aging units that are on my car dealership. Well, do I sit there and let them be more expensive than the cars that we just brought in? And in my opinion, the cars that are coming in are even better quality and cheaper than the ones that we have on our lot. Do we let the old ones sit there and try to find that magical buyer that's going to pay me $1,000 more for that one car than the other cars that we have that are very similar coming into that are going to be $1,000 less? Well, you can't do that because then those cars that are aging, they're still never going to sell. So what do we have to do? Well, we're going to have to cut our losses. We're going to have to drop prices. We're going to have to go back to what we were doing before tax time, go back to what worked in the winter of last year, in the middle of summer, the seasonably most slow times that I'm going to experience as a used car dealer. We have to go back to the volume game. Now, we sold a lot of volume during tax time. Tax time ballers came in. They bought up a lot of cars, lots of volume. No problem. But we don't act like we're actually moving volume during tax time because we cannot replace those cars. This year worked a little bit differently. Tax time was not as good as a lot of dealers had anticipated, and thus, right now, at a time period where we're still not supposed to be able to buy cars, I bought 30 last week. So I am in a situation that I really haven't experienced. I'm trying to think back. I don't think there was another year I've been doing this. I think this is coming up on year 15 that I've experienced a tax time, a crash after tax time, and now going into slower seasons. But I don't think I've ever experienced a year where I've been able to buy cars this early in the system. Now, it could be there's a market that's fearful. I don't think that car dealers react, and a lot of people think car dealers have a ton of money. They probably got a lot of money in the market, a lot of investments. They're going to go with market trends as far as how the stock market's going. We know the stock market's been weaker as of the last couple months. Maybe that's making them more scared. I don't think that's the case. Car dealers are broke. They live paycheck to paycheck. When they sell cars, they can buy more cars, and when they aren't selling very many cars, they don't buy cars. They're not able to prepare for tax time. That's what we do. We go and buy a lot of cars before tax time even hits, buy them cheap. Tax time goes, prices spike through the roof. I stop buying cars. It's not what other car dealers do. They follow the trends of the actual car market, and they don't let these external forces even matter. If they sell cars, they buy cars. If they're not selling cars, they don't buy cars. That's the way it works. This year's different and weird, and it just puts me in a position where I'm not necessarily sure exactly what I should be doing. I know we need to cut prices. That's the big thing. That's probably going to be the title of this whole video, while you're hearing me do this this stupid monologue in this open room with the $500 Ford Taurus and a $1,500 Chevy Blazer behind me. I sell cheap cars. I sell cars that are $5,000 and under, but even my cars right now are going to move a lot slower, and you're probably going to hear me whine a lot more over the next couple months. I know, you're tired of hearing me whine. Guess what? I'm tired of hearing me whine. My wife's tired of hearing me whine. This is what happens in the car market. We get slow in the summer. I got to make videos for you. It's going to be on a weekly basis. I'm going to tell you what I'm experiencing, what I'm dealing with in the car market. You're going to hear me whine, and I apologize for that. But if you like to see a car dealer in misery, think about subscribing, because you're going to get a lot more of this. Here's the thing. So going forward, this is what our pricing model is going to be. For those of you that know my car dealership, you know our website, you can look at it right now. You can see what the prices are right now. And if you've been watching it over the last 2 months, you know that prices are that we have on our dealership lot for our cars right now, cheapest that they've been in a very long time. Just because we're able to buy cheaper cars right now, we can price them cheaper, try to make about $1,000, $1,200 whenever we even initially price a car. But all those cars that were more expensive from a month ago, we're cutting all those prices too. But our pricing model going forward is what we traditionally do outside of tax time, where we'll have a car that we post, try to make $1,000, $1,200. Maybe if it's super nice and we stole it at auction, maybe we'll make $1,500 on it, or at least try to. If that car doesn't sell within 2 weeks, we cut the price by $500. If that car doesn't sell within another 2 weeks, we cut it by $500. So if you can do some math here, if we're trying to make $1,000, $1,200 a car, if that car sits for about a month, I'm right at breaking even. This is how I make money in the car market, is by turning and burning. Yes, there's a lot of car dealers that make a lot more money than I do by sitting on their cars and make $2,000, $2,500 a car. It's not what I want to do. I like to turn and burn. I don't like stale inventory. I like to buy a lot of cars. I like to sell a lot of cars. And that's where we are in the system right now. And the problem becomes is if those consumers don't materialize, and I can't sell through a lot of the cars that we're even buying right now, because there could be another issue that arises with me, and it will be another whining point for me in about another 2 weeks, is if I'm able to continue to buy and prices continue to go down. I talk about this car market crash every single year during this time of year. You as the consumer might not see it, but I see it in the wholesale markets, and the cars that I can actually buy are large percentages down from where they were 2 weeks ago. And I don't know where the bottom is, but I have to continually buy, because I have to have cars sitting on my car dealership so I can actually sell and make money. So if car prices go down another 20%, 25% on the wholesale market in 2 weeks from now, then I'm going to have the same kind of conundrum that I'm dealing with today, where those cars are going to be cheaper than the cars I have sitting on my lot that I bought today, and I'm going to have to decrease my prices more than just that $500 price point, because if I buy all the same kind of cars all the time. I buy these cheap Jeeps, I buy Toyota Camrys, I buy Corollas, I buy these Honda Accords, I buy Honda CR-Vs, Toyota RAV4s, all of these vehicles I can sell for $5,000 and under. They all have very similar price points. They were mass produced whenever they were initially sold to the public as brand new, so there are tons of them in the market. I see them every single week. I buy the same kind of stuff every single week. So those cars that are the exact same that I'm going to buy 2 weeks from now, if they're cheaper than the ones that I just bought today, I'm going to have to decrease my prices faster. So anyway, that's the situation that I'm in right now, and this is the market that I have to live in and eat and breathe and actually produce, because I have families that are actually counting on me to make the right choices. And it's very difficult. This is my journal entry for what I usually do. I've joked before that I used to write everything down years back before I started doing YouTube, and now instead of doing that, I just make these videos. So a year from now, I'm going to be able to pull this video up, actually talking to myself. I know I'm talking to tens of thousands, maybe even, I think the last video I did something like this got 100,000 views. I'm talking to a lot of you out there, but I'm really just talking to my future self. But I'm bringing you all along for the ride. If you like more of these monologues about me whining, then let me know in the comments. I'll do more of them. But anyway, that's where we're sitting right now. Me as a used car dealer in a tight spot. Made a lot of money tax time, so at least we have that. If we do go through a few months of not making so much money, it's okay. I know last year there was a 6-month span after tax time. I made $0. I don't think it's going to be that bad this year because I think that I'm going to be able to actually buy more inventory. If I have more inventory, I should be able to sell through it. Even if the market's really weak, there's still going to be a market for people who want $3,500 cars. And as the market gets weaker, I might actually inherit a lot more of that middle tier of customer because they're going to be trading down. When I say that, it means that if they want to buy a $7,000 car, maybe like, okay, well, we don't have as much money that's liquid that we can spend right now, so maybe let's buy a $3,500 car and try to make it last instead of the $7,000 car that we really wanted. So even in difficult markets, it might be that I gain the benefit of being able to buy cheaper cars and also selling to a wider variety of the public because people are trading down. But anyway, that's my journal entry for today, and I'll see you next time.